Well, good morning, Sam. I can't remember the last time I did a premiere this early.
No, it's kind of early, isn't it? It is, but look, it's all for fun.
Congratulations! The film is currently in cinemas. I watched it yesterday. Have you had a chance to see it on the big screen? And how did you feel the first time?
Oh, I saw it at the London Film Festival, the Royal Festival Hall, 2,000 seats. Everyone was there, including my mum. And I loved it. I just had it played really, really well. Like everyone laughed where I wanted them to, and were quiet and kind of engaged when I wanted them to be, and it was the best thing.
Is it weird because Margot Robbie and also who else is there? A lot of Christopher Nolan. They've all been talking about how when their films come out, they sneak into cinemas and they sit in the back, and sometimes they're outside just listening.
Yeah.
How nervous? I mean, listen.
It's really nerve-wracking because you've put so much time into it, especially something like this. It does take years and years and years. I've been doing this for about 6 years actually, which is a long time. It's 10% of my life.
Wow.
So it's going to be judged as well. Like it's like having a kid. They go out into the world, and you hope everyone's going to love them.
Yeah.
And
chicks. We've got loads of chicks.
Yeah, you have to kind of let go of. You have to kind of let go of it, really, and then the audience complete the movie.
Life doesn't get better than this. We've put the past behind us. We have Molly to think about now.
Blows my mind to think that Chicken Run, the first one, is still the most successful stop motion sort of film animation in history. This company, Aardman, was created before I was even born, 1972.
Yeah.
Listen, I know they're your mates. I know they were there to support you, but without making you feel nervous about this, it's a bit of a big deal for you to take this on, knowing how much is invested in this film.
Yeah, I mean, the first one was a massive milestone for the studio, and it's been growing, as you say, since the 70s. It's an amazing community of people down there, and they move from one film to the next. But yeah, making this was kind of special because it was, a lot of them were kids when they made the first movie. It was literally their first movie, and they trained, and it was their first feature. And a lot of them now are still were on this movie too, and now they're parents, and they've grown up and they've got kids, So yeah, it's a special project for everybody.
And there's some new cast members, some existing cast members. I saw Imelda Staunton the other night at the Crown premiere. I'm so glad she's in it. Yeah. There was a few people online that, why no Mel Gibson? Why no Julia? Was it because you wanted something new and fresh to change it up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I love the casting of the first movie. I thought it was great, but it's 23 years later, and I'm a new director. It's a new era, I think, and a new time, and I wanted to, dial into like now and make it for now. As much as I love the first movie, I wanted this to stand on its own 2 feet, be a bit different, be for these times, and, maybe give some new people a chance.
What a bonny wee hen!
I made her a bicycle.
And working with this cast, Andy Wayne Newton, Zachary Levi, Bella Ramsey, I adore you, great as Molly. You've got it's a brilliant cast. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I can identify all these voices. Were they your first choices, and what was that process like?
It's a slow process, and a lot of it is about listening. Like, I always close my eyes when I'm looking for a voice because it's a voice I'm looking for, and so Zachary Levi, he was in Shazam at the time, the first one. Brilliant, comic timing, really warm, really funny. He's great at improvising as well. And the other thing, he's a singer. He sung in Tangled, and singers are really good voice artists for animation because they bring an extra kind of dynamic range to what they do. Tandy Wayne Newton was in Westworld at the time. I was watching that. She's amazing. She's incredibly strong, but very vulnerable as well, and she's an amazing survivor, Tandy Way. She's been working for decades, always sort of pulls it off. Has for me, the most exquisite voice, if I close my eyes and listen to that. Bella's amazing. I mean, I knew she was good, but when we got her in, it was through the roof, and she can handle comedy and drama at the same time. We saw that in The Last of Us, I think, and so, but really smart as well, so we would do like 6, 7, 8 takes of something. I'd be like, that's fantastic, I love it, and she'd be like, what about this?
She is a lot like you.
See you later.
Let's do some more.
And I know that Aardman, they've tested this idea of, this new technology, but they always seem to go back to this, even though it takes longer and it's harder and it's probably more expensive. Why do you think that is? And I can see it watching it, it's beautiful to see, but it's hard work.
Let me say this, it's not more expensive and it doesn't take longer.
Okay.
It's really strange. No, honestly, but because people think it's old technology, they think, it must take longer and be more expensive because the new technology must always be the better one. But it's not necessarily true, to be honest. And also, it's handmade and it's very human and it's very unique. So it's very bespoke, It's every one of the films is handmade, very carefully crafted and utterly unique in the world. Like, it's unrepeatable.
Are you still eating chicken?
No, I stopped.
Was it because of the film?
Yeah.
Good, me too.
If you Google what goes on inside a chicken factory, most people would be out.
Pescatarians and veggies.
Yeah. Well, if I make a film about fish, then I'm really in trouble.
She's left the island.